Hey guys, Michael Trulli here for CineFix. Now, today we are discussing some of our favorite unseen horror movies. Now, unseen in this case means that they just didn't get the sort of mainstream appeal, or it didn't really hit that note with horror audiences. So yes, you may have seen some of these, but that's not really what we're going for. So cool it, okay, guy? One of the movies that I feel is really underseen and sort of underappreciated is T. West's The Sacrament. If you had told me that there was going to be a found footage movie that sort of played off the Jonestown Massacre, I would have been like, no, stop. But that's exactly what this is. And he does a few really smart things here, and I really don't care for found footage movies. I think ultimately they end up being a slave to their contrivance. Which sounds really hoity, but he does something really smart, which is he reached out to Vice Media, and so this whole movie is couched in this sort of idea of gonzo journalism, and I think it's an underappreciated little gem, and if you haven't seen it, it is definitely worth checking out.
Okay guys, so the movie I'm talking about maybe isn't underrated because the few people who saw it did like it, but it's relatively unseen. And it's called You're Next. It came out theatrically last year, though I'd been doing the independent circuits of 2011. But basically, this movie starring Sharni Vincent, of course from Step Up 3D fame, who plays a girl who basically is the girlfriend of one of the sons of this really rich family that all decided to have a family reunion in the woods. And of course, while they're having a family reunion in the woods, it's time to get murdered by a bunch of axe murderers. It's a really amazing movie because at first it seems like your normal sort of home invasion horror movie, but it turns into something a lot more. It's a thriller, it's a horror movie, it's a comedy. They do a lot of amazing stuff there, and Sharni Vincent plays one of my favorite female characters of movie history. She's totally a badass, the character comes out of nowhere, and at the end of the movie, it kind of feels like she's been hunting these bad guys the entire time. You know, I love all those Blumhouse movies, you know, like Sinister and stuff like that. Those are all great and everything, but like, I want to see horror, hardcore, grimy, funny, violent. And there's a scene where she straight up murders a dude with a hammer, and it's kind of excessively violent and awesome all at the same time. So definitely, You're Next. Check it out.
The Babadook. The Babadook. The Babadook. They say it weird in Australia where they made the film, but The Babadook is a movie that it was done a long time ago. I actually saw it months ago, but it hasn't come out here in the States yet. It's coming out, I believe, in November. But it's a super, super scary movie. It was a crowd-funded movie. Actually, they raised a bunch of money on Kickstarter to do it. It's a first-time writer and director, and it's really, really scary. One of my favorite types of monster movies are monster movies that aren't actual, like, physical giant monsters that are scary. It's more going insane is what I find so scary about this movie, because it's about this woman who's a single mother, and her son is kind of an asshole. Things start happening around the house, and the kid is going more insane, and then the mother might be going more insane, and you don't really know what's happening until they reveal all of it at the end. And it's a really great payoff. It comes out this fall here in the States. You should definitely go check it out. It's called The Babadook. It's super scary.
What I think is a really underrated horror movie is The Fourth Kind with Mila Jovovich. It scared the out of me, and I was a full-grown ass man. The way it's put together and the actors they got to do the documentary stuff, it's incredible. All the performances for the dramatic reenactment part of it are just phenomenal. I mean, like, Mila Jovovich is Mila Jovovich, so you take what you get with her. She's fantastic, but you know, she's not gonna give you something new, even though she does actually bring a little bit more to the table outside of her little weird monologue she does. You got Elias Koteas, Casey Jones coming in for a really kick-ass performance. And then you've got Will Patton playing probably the most badass sheriff to ever exist. He's definitely pulling some fugitive influence in there, not giving a about what the crime actually is, just trying to get his man. And then you got this whole alien conspiracy thing going on that is very convincing, and then they pull in old Sumerian gods, and like they're very accurate on that, which I thought was just like some of the creepiest shit ever. And I could not sleep for 2 days after I saw that movie. It was crazy.
And one other thing, don't go away yet. This might be part of a sequel. I know that's probably breaking the rules. I don't care. If you guys haven't seen New Nightmare, Nightmare on Elm Street, New Nightmare, you have to. It's super awesome. This was like a meta Wes Craven movie before he made Scream. Basically, it takes place in the real world, starring Heather Langenkamp and Robert Englund and Wes Craven, all playing themselves, and Freddy is hunting them. It's super weird. It's about Hollywood. It's about the franchise. It's about about Miramax. It's super awesome, super ahead of its time, and really worth a watch. So if you haven't seen New Nightmare, it's my favorite of the Freddy movies, and especially if you like Scream and what Wes Craven did there, you totally should check it out.
So that's just CineFix's thoughts of some underappreciated horror gems that we think you may not have seen. If there's one that we've missed that you think we haven't seen, let us know in the comments below. And if we get a bunch of them, maybe we'll have to do another one after we check them out. Maybe we won't. I don't know. Why am I still talking? Go watch these.